talk a little about last week's game against the Texans. That was a good win. What went right?
Well, a lot of things went right. I thought we improved on a lot of things from the first week. Certainly still have a lot of things we need to work on, but I thought we came out early on offense and really got after it. Defensively, I think we were a little flat-footed and maybe a little flat early on, especially in our secondary. I don't know that we were as excited to play that game as we were against Calhoun, and that happens sometimes. You have a letdown when you go from one big game to the next, and that's something we've got to learn. As each week we need to come out with our intensity. But it was certainly a good win for us, and other than a couple turnovers and some penalties on offense, I thought we played a lot better on offense. And other than a couple breakdowns on the secondary, I thought we played pretty well defensively.
Didn't see as much of Alex Trevino, or was that?
Well, this week I thought Ray probably threw the ball a little bit more than Calhoun did. So both of our ends actually played very well. Lupe Rivera and Nick McCory got great pressure on the quarterback. Also played their run scheme very well. So just each week, depending on who we're defending, it may be different kids. It's mostly more involved. But Alex is certainly someone we're excited about having in the middle.
With the ground game that you guys have so much depth and so much talent at running back. Do you feel like that makes the need for a passing game irrelevant?
No, it's not about that. It's about our scheme that we run. We are an option team. A lot of people don't understand the ability that an option team has and what we're trying to get accomplished. We certainly want to be able to throw the football, but we want to be able to throw it efficiently. We don't want to have to throw the ball a whole lot. Efficiently means when we hit a pass, it's a big pass usually. We dropped a couple touchdown passes the other night. We had one down the seam that went off our hands, and there toward the end of the game we had one that hit right in our hands that we dropped. So those are the kind of plays that we're looking for in our passing game, is the big efficient plays that forces defenses to continue to have to play our passing game. We are 48-16 over the last 5 years. When you get to a point where you might play someone that is very talented, we're running the right scheme. We're running a scheme that forces them to have to play assignment football. In 2009, we would have never beat Austin McCallum by throwing the ball 30 times. And people don't understand that. You've got to run a scheme that forces defenses to play assignment football, and that's what we do. The last 3 years in the playoffs, I always hear the thing that, well, if we don't have a passing game, we're eventually going to get beat by somebody that can stop us. Well, we scored 42 points last year when we got beat. We scored 31 the year before, and we scored 30 the year before. So right now we're scoring plenty of points in the playoffs to win games. We just got to get people stopped. And what happens is you just match up with people that no matter what you're doing, they just may be better than you or more talented than you. So it wouldn't matter if you're throwing it or running or whatever. That's the name of the game when you get to be in the third, fourth, fifth round of the playoffs. But we're being very successful doing what we're doing. I'm sorry some people don't understand that, and that's just the way it is. But we're not going to change anything.
We're going to host Tuloso-Midway this week. Boys happy to be playing at home?
The first home game is always very excited, especially for our seniors. We make it a big deal for them. It's the last time they will ever have a home game or season opener at home, or the first home game, I guess, their senior year is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And it's always exciting. It's I think our crowd will be excited for us to come back home. We've had a great crowd on the road the last 2 weeks, and those who are our true fans, they'll be there and they'll be cheering our kids on, and hopefully it'll be a good game for us.
TM is 0-2. Going into a game like that, is it a challenge to keep the kids kind of motivated and ready to play?
Absolutely. And TM this past week was the same thing that happened to Ray the first week. They just turned the ball over way too much. You just cannot turn the ball over. Ray the first week turned it over 8 times. Well, they didn't turn it over 8 times against us. And TM, the first game TM played was a very tough ball game against Mathis. The score actually was 7-2 to the end of the game, and then Mathis scored a couple late scores to make the score look a little worse. But it was a very tough ball game. And this past week, they just came out and they turned it over way too much early on, and just dug themselves a hole that they couldn't get out of. So, you can't expect them to come out and do that against us. They're a bunch of young men, and they're being coached up not to do that again. And you know, they're going to come out and play a lot better, and so we've got to match their intensity.
So not a win you're taking for granted.
You never take anything for granted. This, you know, you've got to come out and play and try to improve. You know, we tell the kids all the time, we worry more about us than we do everybody else. And if we take care of our business and do what we're capable of doing, then things most of the time are going to turn out our way.
Okay. Although players are healthy and in good shape. We had a couple
You know, we
of-
had Taquan Miles this past week, and it's one of those things in sports you don't understand. Taquan was running down the field, started slowing down, and his knee buckled on him. And so he's, I think, going to the doctor on Tuesday to get things checked out. I'm not sure right now, you know, the severity of his injury. Everybody else, other than bumps and bruises, looks pretty good, but we'll know more about Taquan later.
Well, thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.